What's up, YouTube? What's up, YouTube? Listen, it's been an interesting day for Scottie Pippen. Scottie Pippen has a book coming out, which I actually am going to read. I'm actually going to go get it. He has a book coming out. He has really stepped up his Instagram and Twitter game for the last a couple weeks or so leading up into this book. And now he's even made more headlines, and now he's putting out these quotes that have gone uber viral. I mean, this man is I'm sitting there in a funeral home, they're talking about Scottie Pippen. Think about that, right? And so at this point, he's done exactly what the Twitter machine does. You put out a good quote, it goes viral. Now people want to know what you got to say in your book. Now understand this. The things I love about this marketing ploy is the simple fact that he doesn't throw Mike under the bus, which is what we all kind of want to see. We want to see if he's going to throw Mike under the bus, but he does this by throwing other people under the bus. Now that's probably a little reach or so, but this latest tweet that he's actually put out is kind of like, what? I know I'm kind of coming in at the tail bit of it, and whatever, you're here, we're rocking, we do what we do at the Breeze. Please like, share, subscribe to the video, you know what it is. Hey, cop some merch while you at it. Anyway, listen. Scottie Pippen recently put up a tweet that says LeBron James had won championships without any help. Scottie, you are a six-time NBA champion, Hall of Famer, played with the greatest ever, one of the 50 greats. So you are in that upper echelon of people. You do have a leg to stand on. You definitely hold more weight and credibility than I do. I ever will in having a sports conversation, and I respect you as a basketball mind. Up until this point, to say that LeBron James won a championship, or it's the 2016 specifically, without any help, is a disrespect to... I'm going to start with Kevin Love first. Kevin Love was the scapegoat for anything that went wrong on that team. Kevin Love gets injured, legitimate injury. Oh, he's Mr. Unreliable. He's not hitting up spot-up jumpers or corner threes, even though he came there as a rebounder, like one of the last people to put up 30-30 and stuff like that. To completely have to change his game to work alongside LeBron, because LeBron had, in my opinion, a limited offensive skills at that time. No. Kevin Love of the three is like the Chris Bosh, who ironically also is a good player, Hall of Famer, who doesn't get the credit he deserves. And guess what? Won rings with LeBron James and led his own team in the Eastern Conference with no help, and everyone regarded as one of a top 10 player at the time. He had help. That's a disrespect to Dwayne Wade, who, I don't know if you've been watching the playoffs, but Donovan Mitchell has been considered the next Dwayne Wade. That is high praise. And if you've been looking at Donovan Mitchell, you'll be saying that boy is good. And I'm going to sit here and tell you, he ain't Dwayne Wade good yet. Will he be better? Hopefully, maybe. I want him to. The game evolves. It moves forward. I want him to be better. But he ain't better yet. Dwayne Wade absolutely has a track record of putting people in a basket, getting to the hole, and winning. In fact, of all the people drafted in his draft class, I could be wrong, but at least the big names that we associate ourselves with when it comes to that draft class, he won first. It was him. You could say Shaq was there, but guess what? This was older Shaq, and he wasn't too. Also had a better year than LeBron that year that LeBron won that MVP, and I feel like he was absolutely robbed. Probably the third greatest shooting guard ever in the history of basketball, but I guess he didn't have no help, huh? LeBron ironically lost with that team, and you would sit there and I could argue that Dwayne Wade didn't have any help, because Dwayne Wade's knees probably hurt so much. That's probably why his health gave out later from carrying them in that final series just to come up short. Remember, JJ Barea averaged just about the same amount as LeBron James, but he did it without help. Kyrie Irving literally has one of the highest NBA Finals averages. Ironically, higher than you, Scottie. Higher than almost anybody on the team outside of Michael Jordan that played with you. He absolutely put up 40 points along with LeBron and 30 points again. And he had a very historic series in his own right. But he didn't have any help. LeBron gets the block. Absolutely a game-changing moment. But Kyrie hit the shot. Oh, Kevin Love actually seals that deal by guarding Steph Curry for that last shot and does lockdown D. But he had no help. Stuff like this makes me question what the motive is. And maybe he has retracted it since then. But you know what? It has done, as I mentioned previously, what it should do. It gets you going. It gets the people going. It got people going to sell this book. Ultimately, that's what it all boils down to. I put out enough random tweets. You talk about me enough. Guess what? You sit there. Hey, I'm famous enough for you to know who I am. Besides the fact that there's somebody rearranging something, you know who, with some Gucci flip-flops. You know enough of who I am. I played with this. I played with that. And you know what? If I throw out this, I get this Twitter, this Twitter working for me, I can actually build my own hype and go into this. And you know what? He's done a good job. To be honest with you, the fact that we're talking about him like this, I've almost completely forgot the fact that Kwame Bryant actually ran the airways for a good 2-3 weeks on his rants. Because guess what? This is coming from a more established player who's having these absolutely ridiculous takes. But what's even more impressive to me is that he has these ridiculous takes and he still does not come out sounding as dumb as Max Kellerman and Nick Wright, who I honestly feel, as Mr. P.kidd Petty Casanova himself would like to say, that if we petition long enough, we can get up there with him. Because I promise you this right now, ain't no way in the world that Max Kellerman, who actually sat there, looked at that tweet and said, I want to see what he meant. I rarely shout them out. I always give praise because I love what they do, but I rarely shout them out. Go look at that clip. Kendrick Perkins, for the first time in a very long time, was speaking so many truths in this regard. Stephen A. he should have quit. That was almost worse than all the other bad takes that this. Oh man, my God! Listen, go check that out. That would be good entertainment from you. But I will say this: we are back in effect, and I want to hear what you have to say. What did Scottie have a point? What did he mean? Put it together for me. Help your boy out. Maybe there's something I don't really understand, as my computer is like enough Scottie Pippen on the thing. And oh, by the way, the photo of him drinking the tequila, by the way, shout out to Mike. This is some great tequila. But we still drink stolen over here. Don't worry about it. It's a cool photo. Like I said, he's getting the Twitter going for him. He's definitely on a promo tour. But I have to say, ain't nowhere in the world. Ain't nowhere in the world. But again, y'all let me know. Y'all let me know, please. Give us some feedback. I want to hear what the Breeze Nation has to say about this, because this is just absolutely ridiculous.